These days, it's pretty easy to take a reliable internet connection for granted. It seems you can get online just about anywhere, but there are still parts of New Mexico living without that online access.
The mountains and all the rugged terrain in New Mexico make it difficult to get a signal out to the most remote areas of our state. But Griffin Rushton learned more help is on the way.
So, Griffin, the feds are pitching in a lot of money to get all of New Mexico online.
Yeah, they are $675 million. That is how much the National Telecommunications and Information Administration recently awarded New Mexico to keep expanding broadband access. Officials with the state's Broadband Access and Expansion Office estimate 94% of New Mexico is already connected in some way. But that last 6% is tricky because we're talking about the most remote parts of New Mexico where traditional telecommunications companies really just don't bother.
It's the very remote locations that are harder to serve, where the market doesn't necessarily make sense. So you need some public involvement to make sure that those people that live there, either traditional communities or folks that just want to live in a rural area, have equitable access.
State broadband leaders say that new federal money will cover at least 32 different infrastructure projects throughout the state, connecting more than 43,000 homes, businesses, and other locations to the online world. The feds still have to give their final approval on these plans, but office leaders say they're looking at a mix of fiber installation, fixed wireless, and low Earth orbit satellite connections.
We're still looking at locations that can be served from fiber, cost-effective way, making sure that we're getting the best bang for our buck with these public dollars. And some of the most remote areas that would be more expensive, we're looking to serve with low Earth orbit satellite. So we are trying to evaluate that on a case-by-case basis.
State broadband leaders say if all the approvals go through as planned, New Mexico could reach 100% connectivity in just 3 to 5 years. We're going to have a much more in-depth conversation about this new funding on this weekend's Eye on New Mexico. Danielle, Julie?
All right, Griffin, thank you.